right, guys, we are into chapter 17, so close to the end. So in chapter 17, I kind of adore because the very beginning is talking about Bud cleaning, and he's just acting like a goofy little kid. Like he's pretending that he's, sinking a ship and that his mop is a big octopus. And it's just really funny that he's kind of having this imaginary life. I remember kind of doing chores and playing pretend and all that stuff too. So it's really nice. But while he's there, he's working at the log cabin and he's cleaning. And the band is practicing and they're setting up and doing their thing. And he has just this real connection to the music. He's listening to it and it's not anything that he's ever heard before. And he's listening to them and he describes each of the instruments and how they come in and how they don't sound like instruments anymore. They take on kind of this other personality. And all these instruments work together to create this moment in time. And Miss Thomas starts singing, and he has just a real huge, crazy connection to the music in a way that he's never experienced before. Like he is just so in touch and in tune and can't believe what they've created and sees the real art and the beauty in it. And just can't imagine anything more beautiful or powerful in his life. And it's his music moment. We talked a lot in the beginning of the year about our nature moments, about when you had that connection to nature. This is his connection to music. You may not have experienced your music moment yet. I know that I really didn't get into music until I was in high school. I just didn't really care. It was on the radio, okay, great, but I wasn't like invested in, oh, I love this artist, I want to buy just their music or music that sounds like that. I mean, I wasn't into it until high school. I just hadn't found my musical moment, my music place. So I thought was something that'd be kind of cool would be to listen to some of the music that was being done in this time period, specifically by Black artists, because Bud is Black, the Dusky Devastators are Black as well. And just that kind of, that connection he has to seeing it being created by people that look like him, not necessarily intended only for audiences like him, because they did go out and play in front of non-Black crowds. But there's something really powerful about a connection to music because it's based on people who look like you creating that music and feeling that power and that connection to them as well, especially because Bud never has really felt connection. We know his mom's died. It's just been a lot of different adults in and out of his life caring for him, but not a connection. And this is the first time he found it. He found it when he met them and he felt like he was finally home. And he's also now experiencing it through their music, their art that they create. That they're kind of bringing him into as well. I mean, they got him that recorder and they got him the music case. So it's kind of drawing them into his circle too, or him into their circle as well. So I found some YouTube music of jazz artists from the 20s and 30s and 40s, predominantly by Black artists. You don't have to listen to the whole thing. It's an hour long, but you can skip around. If you click the description button too down below, they tell you what times, and they're in blue, and you could click it and hop to different songs. But there's some really famous musicians who are on there, like Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday. So just check them out and see. It's not going to be your kind of music. It's okay. It was made in the 1920s and 1930s. So it's understandable if you don't feel a real connection to it. But there is a connection to music and the creation of it and people coming up with it. And this is music that was created and produced and written by Black artists. And what happens a lot in American culture is that white Americans tend to find something that is amazing done by other artists and steal it and release it, and then they get all the credit for it. Like they're the ones who created it. And these are created and performed by the original artists, which I think is really important to make sure that we're also paying homage and respect to the people who created it. And their experiences and their life experiences are what led to this creation of it. So there's no actual real Harmony Calloway, but I thought you guys would appreciate kind of that music of the time, all jazz and blues that the Dusky Devastators and Harmony Calloway did at that time. So just skip around, and then there's some questions about music yourself, if you've had a musical moment, thinking about different kinds of music. And maybe you don't have that connection to music yet, but I want you to kind of think about like what songs make you feel. The whole purpose of songwriting and creating music is to evoke emotion. Sometimes emotion's just fun and having a good time, but sometimes there's deeper connections and meaning to the music. So I want you just to think about music and think about how it makes you feel, if it makes you feel anything at all. All right? And for today, ooh, I've forgotten the last one. All right, for today, please tell me what this is to be entered into the next drawing for May 10th. So far, I gotta tell you, Eliana's winning. So clearly she's gonna win, which means I'm gonna have to make it even more fabulous to encourage you guys to participate too. All right, email me what that object was, and I'll see you all later.